What's up? So I'm back from AVN week, and what a crazy week it was. Needless to say, I had scheduled 7 shoots. I got 4 of them done. I retrieved a 1 year old video that I had shot last AVN in 2017. So a productive week, yeah. Um, what I want to do is I want to thank everybody that came out to see all of us in, like I said, we're a bunch of monkeys in a circus. So, needless to say, I didn't walk AVN floor very much because I was with Kenya Sweets and Dapper Dan. And Dapper and I are like, we have been through a million AVNs. So, needless to say, you guys have been following me. You know that I have a tight hip flexor and glute, and it has traveled all the way down to my ankle. So trying to wear heels, and I'm either tennis shoes or heels. Can't wear heels. Actually, even Friday night, in the company of a hot guy sitting at the bar anyway. I definitely was sitting at the bar. I didn't do the co-hosting party Friday night that I should have. I should have dragged the hot guy with me. Um, but I was enjoying his company more than anything. And sitting at the bar, ran into Jax. So Jason Brown and all the guys that are making Black.com hot. So needless to say, you know that your girl has got some stuff up her sleeve. So I'm going to be shooting with some of those guys. And oh my God, needless to say, uh, Studying Summer's Feline Flicks in 2018 is going to be so lit. Again, I'm headed back to mainstream. I have taken on Jay Hollywood as my new manager. Um, so if you're wanting to book either me at an event or if you're looking for stills photos or video, booking is done through Jay. So you can go to lovestripplexmodels.com or hit him up on any of the social media and book me for your event or videos. Now, back to personal training. I have been asked a couple times to come back and work in the gym. Debating that. Part of the problem is the hip and the leg, and there is no way I can stand on the floor that I have done for the last, 15 years, 20 years. Oh my God, 97? Yeah, 21 years as a personal trainer, standing on a floor, hard as hell. That's kind of the contributing factor to the leg. Last night and the night before, I have just been trying to recover, and I finally surrendered. You see now it's in the background. Um, with my friend that is the head trainer in the NFL, did tell me that the shit's been too tight for too long. Now I have got to get it dry needled. Most of you guys, if you follow me, know that I've already done the shoulder before, and oh my God, I've been avoiding this because it's so painful. I made the appointment this morning. Wednesday, I go in and go get myofascial and dry needling. Think I'm set that up for 10 a.m. I feel, although I don't really do alcohol in the morning, I am going to take a couple shots because I already know what's going to happen when they hit the dry needles in the inner thigh and the glute. Last night it felt like a gigantic pain the size of my fist in the middle of my butt. My frustration is that I know the athlete that I am and I want to still be, and the injury is really inhibiting a lot of stuff, and I can't even do lat pull downs without my glute hurting. Cardio is almost non-existent when I try to do it, and then I can't move for a couple days. Um, I can say that I did a wrestling shoot, was dropped on my hip by accident. Can't blame the guy per se, but oh man, ever since Saturday when we shot that, I have been pretty bad. So the foot spasms that I have in the bottom of my foot is making plantar fasciitis seem like child's play. My low back has spasmed, the glute is on fire, the intercostal area of my quad, the hip flexor is tight, and it's 29 degrees and blowing out. So the cold weather versus what it was feeling like on the West Coast. Now again, I want to thank everybody. I specifically want to thank for hosting me, Sinful Solo House, the entire house, all the girls and the main cheese. Um, he more than kind enough to had called me up a couple months back and said, "Hey, Summer, you are more than welcome to stay at the Sinful Solo House." Um, I think Sean would be really proud of his father that got behind the camera for me twice. One, he shot the most difficult scene, which again, wrestling is really hard to shoot. So hats off to Thunder Kittens and all those guys that do shoot wrestling on a daily basis. They know what I'm talking about, how hard it is to shoot mixed wrestling, especially with the novice. Shooting with fans are difficult because they don't know what we're envision in our minds and what we want to see on film. It will be uploaded to OnlyFans. I was trying to do it yesterday, uncut, so that you could actually see what it's like to be on set trying to teach somebody how to wrestle. Um, so it's a quick reminder for me as when I go into the Raquel Ryder and I do wrestling that this is why I don't wrestle novice people. You watch way too many WWE and WF over the years, and Raw. Um, that's not what session wrestling is all about, because we ain't trying to get killed, and those are definitely still choreographed. And the injuries to prevail. There was a girl that does mixed wrestling that actually got her neck broke 2 years ago now. It's been 2 years. Needless to say, I'm not trying to be that way. Come April, I turn 55. I think that qualifies me for the senior citizen discount shit on some stuff. Maybe the apartment that I'm looking for Vegas. So needless to say, Sinful Solo, I want to thank, again, Jay Holiday. I want to thank Ralph Terry. Amazing conversations over this week. I definitely want to thank and give a good shout out to my girl Kenya Sweets. We had an all-girl forum on Thursday night, and I'll definitely get the footage from Kenya so I can put it on my blog and all that stuff too. Again, I want to make this the year of the woman in porn. I want us to stand up and get behind the scenes. I want us to be more women shooting porn. I want to see more women editing porn, and directing porn, producing porn, be involved. And again, if we drive the business, if for most fans, you're the reason why you're purchasing fantasies and fetishes and whatnot. Um, we talk to you guys. The fans come out in droves for the women. It's an industry of women and gay men that bring the money into pornography. And I want to see the art of pornography again. I want to see us shoot more long length features versus gonzo. I want to see the fans have more input. So again, you guys can always write me at felineflix@gmail or stunningsummer@yahoo. Tell me what you want to see me shoot this year. Who you want to see me shoot with, and all that good stuff. I can tell you that I will drop Raquel Ryder website this year, so you can see the muscle fetish stuff. You can watch my journey back to bodybuilding, and yeah, even when I'm gonna go get the Smile Facial, I will do the best I can. As long as I've never met this doctor before. I will never put the poor guy on video. But the actual needles in my leg and stuff, if I don't cry, I probably will, but if I don't cry, I will definitely put that on because I know I'm going to look like Pinhead again. And I also want to thank everybody who wrote DMs to me and emailed me in regards to my pops. And I'm going to do the best I can not to cry. So everybody said, well, how come I didn't go back home to LA? I wasn't planning on spending all the money that I did at AVN to turn around and have to go to LA. My brother is now going to move in with my dad, so a little less stress for me that I know that my stepsister is not taking care of my dad and the horses in her condition, who has just also had undergone chemotherapy and stuff for cancer. I don't normally talk personal, but it's been a tough year. So when you guys are all wondering if I'm doing certain stuff or I'm slowing down in a couple times or changing direction on, if I had planned on doing a tour and then I cancel it, that it's I've learned a very hard lesson in the last 10 years that I moved out here for the wrong guy to DC, and it pulled me 2,000 plus miles away from home, away from my family and friends. That I learned family first, and money is fabulous, and I love to chase it, and I'm a hustler, and I always will. But I've learned a very valuable lesson that family first, and my father in the forethought of my mind. If I knew that my father was in really grave position, worse than I thought, I would definitely have been in LA today. He had an emergency procedure last week, and sitting at the Adult Film Festival, getting a phone call from my dad, who never calls. I have to call him. Um, Highly freaked me out, and I was really worried more about some other family members than him if he was calling. He was in the middle of a hospital visit, and luckily, by the time I had talked to him on Sunday, they were releasing him from the hospital, but he has already done 2 treatments for dialysis. My father has a bad heart, which in turn plays havoc on his kidneys, and his kidneys are failing, hence the reason dialysis was done in emergency last week. I knew it was coming. We had already had this discussion. So, again, keep my father in your thoughts and prayers. Onion. Um, so needless to say, I will be home more often this year to LA to be with my dad. You don't get valuable time back. Me being the daughter of him, I am stubborn, so when we've had fights over the years, I can go a couple years without talking to him. So for a lot of other people that know that, maybe we should mend some relationships or whatever, um, that we have fallings out. I'm stubborn, and if I'm at fault, I will apologize. If I'm not at fault, I don't apologize, and I can easily cut anybody off. So again, for a lot of people, even in business, if you think I will come crawling back or whatever, or get on Twitter and go, oh my God, somebody did me wrong. My father could tell you, I cut him off for over 10 years. Um, and I can't get those 10 years back, but at the same time, he didn't call me either. um, but it will bring me back is that I am searching for a home in Las Vegas, so it's close enough to business. 45-minute airline flight to LA to be with my dad or my kids, um, and it just makes sense. So this is definitely the last year in this freezing cold tundra that they call the East Coast. I'm not a snow bunny. I am literally a beach girl. Um, and so anybody who knows any locations and stuff in Las Vegas, um, I'm not looking for a mansion, but I'm definitely looking for something that is doable. And again, I will go back to personal training, and hopefully after Wednesday's myofascial treatment, that it'll be lit. And I can go back to running because I want to hit that track something terrible, which is probably what tightened up this shit in the first place. But I want to lift, I want to run, I want to surf, I want to snowboard. And you know, I might be turning 55, but I'm still 15 inside. And I want to be on the slopes with my kids snowboarding again, like I raised them to do, and all that. So again, all my websites are up: stunningsummersdirtydeeds.com, my blog. Um, uh, Make sure that you go to felineflicks at blogspot.com. I do have stunningsummersxxx.blogspot.com. And make sure you're following me on Instagram and Tumblr and Twitter and all that. Make sure that, again, if you're, I do online personal training. I am nutrition and special nutrition certified. I'm post rehab certified, prenatal certified, and needless to say, I've been doing this since 1997. So, my humility in recognizing my injury, I'm going to now look into doing injury prevention certifications, because if anybody out there is going through what I'm going through for the last 22 months and losing my mobility, I'm not ready for a wheelchair just yet. So, needless to say, to a friend of mine, Colin, who just had back surgery, the fear of going through what he's doing. And let me say, I've never known a Jamaican man that is most intelligent. He's published author. He sells nutrition himself. He's one of the best personal trainers and mentors um, that you can go through. I'm watching him recover online from a back surgery, and how fast he's already moving. Being athletic, it might have been the reason I got the injury, but it's also preventing me from deteriorating faster than had I not been an athlete. So again, um, that's my life, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you for all the love and support. And again, keep Pops in your prayers. And if you have people that you're angry at, that you love, you don't get a second chance sometimes, make sure that you give them a shout out. Um, Ego is a horrible, horrible thing.